this tutorial we will cover importing vector graphics for laser marking. Now vector graphics are ideal for laser marking, and I will show you that in just a few moments when we import it. I'll show you exactly why they are important. So to import graphics, we're just going to come over here to the new page with the plus, this symbol here. This is for importing our graphics. We're going to click on that, and you can see I've already pre-selected the folder. So you're just going to navigate to the folder or location where you have the vector graphics stored. Now vector graphics can be a multitude of formats, and the Minilase Pro SE software can read many of those formats. So just to go through a few of the most popular formats that we see: Adobe Illustrator AI, HPGL plot files .plt, which can be made with CorelDRAW, and additionally DXF, which is made in AutoCAD, is also available out of CorelDRAW. We can also use scalable vector graphics SVG files, and there's some others as well. So for now we're going to import a PLT. So I'm going to go ahead and click that. I want to show you a couple important things here. We can show a preview of that vector graphic. So once we click the preview and choose the graphic, we can now see which graphic we are going to load, and we can also put it to center. Okay, now putting it to center, it's going to show up in the middle of the screen when we import it. I'm going to go ahead and click open, and now you can see my graphic is imported. However, the size is quite large. Now this was exported as a large format in the program it was originally created in, which was CorelDRAW, and that's why it's showing as the true size. So what we're going to do is go ahead and shrink this down, and I'm just going to come over here to my sizing and just going to make this in the X direction. I'm going to make it 50 millimeters wide. Okay, and now you can see we've shrunk it down and does fit inside of my work area. Let's discuss why vector graphics are ideal for laser marking. The reason is because vector graphics utilize start and end points, and in between those start and end points we have lines. Those lines represent basically one width of the laser beam as it draws that line. Now this is important because this gives us true boundaries and a true sharp edge to the character when we're laser marking. When you look at a image file or raster based file such as a JPEG or a bitmap, you get pixels, and when you have pixels, the laser tries to reinterpret those pixels in a grayscale format, and therefore your edges can be fuzzy, and also it takes quite significant time to mark. So by using a vector graphic, you're getting all the advantages you get when you're marking a regular font inside the system, which is true edge lines, and you have the ability to control the fill, which is the coloring in, so to speak, of the graphic itself, and that is covered in a later tutorial. And we can do several things with this vector graphic once it's imported. We can resize it, as you can see here, and you saw I did over here earlier, and we can do rotation of that graphic, so we can change the angle. Okay, and we can do some other things as well. We can do some advanced graphic manipulation, which is one of the very powerful tools that Minilase Pro offers, is a CAD-like tool. So you can actually manipulate what's called the nodes, which are these points here where the graphic changes direction or a new line is formed. And so to do that, I'm just going to select my graphic. I'm going to come over here and I'm going to ungroup, and then I'm going to come to my node manipulation tool here, and now just as a starting example I'm going to select this Y. Now you can see the actual nodes, and those nodes can now be manipulated, and you can see I can click on that node and drag it around. Now this node is closed, and the reason that it's closed is because we want to be able to fill this graphic. And so the graphic has to be complete, meaning all these nodes have to be joined together so that it's one solid outline. However, if you wish to break the nodes apart, there are several node manipulation tools up here. Now I won't cover all of these because some of them are covered in the manual, and the most common you're going to use is just to break nodes apart, so I'll do that. I'm going to click to break nodes apart, and now you'll be able to see that I've broke these nodes apart and my graphic is now open. If I wanted to join those two together, I simply drag around and select both of them, and I can choose to unite them. Now it is closed again, and you can see that I only have one node there. If I double click, I can get rid of the node as well, simply by double clicking, as you see, and completely delete parts of the graphics, resize or change them. So if you need to do any graphical touch-ups or anything, this AutoCAD-like feature is very, very helpful. Once I'm done with that and I want to add everything back together so I don't have multiple objects in my object list, as you see over here, I can simply just combine everything back together and it comes back into one. And now you can see all my nodes that make this up again as well. That's a short overview on vector graphics.